Going on, everybody? Welcome back to Giga Chad Books. It's been a minute. Check it out. Haruki Murakami, The Elephant Vanishes, collection of short stories that I found. I always look at myself in the camera instead of looking at the camera. But it's just a collection of a bunch of his short stories. And I got this for $2 at the KSU bookstore, which was fire. It's totally worth $2. So if you catch it on sale for $2, you know what to do. Check him out. This dude, he just like me. But this was a great little read that I had. There were definitely a lot of highlights in here that I really liked. Some of my favorite ones include The Second Bakery Attack, The Kangaroo Communique, Sleep, Barn Burning, Family Affair, and I would say A Slow Boat to China. Those are some of my favorite, but I really liked all of them. I thought they were all super great. They were all very well paced. They were all pretty funny. They all had pretty similar kind of like themes and ideas going around. They all were kind of, there isn't really, it's definitely centered around like the mundaneness and, you know, the repetitiveness of everyday life, but not in like necessarily a bad way. But a lot of these people are kind of participating in the same activities of, or the same kind of lifestyles of just, you know, being at home, not doing much, doing the same thing day in, day out, listening to music, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, you know, having sex, making food, stuff like that, you know, interacting with the people they live with. And each person is a little bit different from the other. You know, from everybody got their own little flair going on. And all the characters are pretty different as well, and they're always written from a first-person perspective. They were really good, though. They were really enjoyable, and they were all... this book got a lot of laughs out of me, and I don't typically laugh like that when I'm reading a book, you know, but this book was certainly very funny. I think the funniest one was probably A Family Affair, because the guy is just a comedian, and he even says that he's a comedian. But I think that my favorite story overall in here was Sleep. I feel like I really actually related a lot to the character, kind of like to a weird amount, and it didn't always feel like a great thing, but you know, that's just how things go. That one is about a lady who basically, it's not even insomnia, like she just straight up just doesn't sleep for 17 days, but instead of like trying to sleep, she kind of like embraces it, and she almost like views it as like a blessing, because she can just stay up through all hours of the day, and like sleep takes up like a third of our lives, so she just has that entire third of her life to herself, so she just decides to do whatever she wants to do, and that happens to be doing nothing but reading books and drinking brandy and eating chocolate. It was really good. I really enjoyed that story a lot. I just kept wanting to, it was like 40 pages long, and I just kept wanting to read it. I read it all in like one sitting, and like it ended, and I was like, no, it can't be ending. That's how some of them ended. Like there were a good few where it just ended. I was like, no, this can't be happening. But it kept happening. The first one I read was called The Little Green Monster, and it was a very short one. R.I.P. The Little Green Monster, not to spoil anything, but it's pretty crazy. Very interesting story to start off my Haruki Murakami journey. The Second Bakery Attack was pretty great. I really did enjoy that one. The Kangaroo Communique was maybe the funniest one. I don't know, I did say A Family Affair was really funny, because it was. But the Kangaroo Communique, it was like this dude writes a letter to this lady who, this guy's like, he works as like some kind of like executive at like a store or like something like that. And this lady writes in a letter and is like, hey, I bought this record, but it was the wrong record and I want to exchange it. and this dude like reads his letter, and then he like gets turned on by it, and then like starts writing her a letter back, but then it turns into like a voice recording that he records like outside of her house, like right outside of her door, and it's just really crazy. It was a great story, very, very awesome. It was actually a movie based off of one of these called Barn Burning. The movie is just called Burning. I was going to watch it, but I couldn't find it anywhere, so I haven't watched it. I have no idea what it could be like based off of the short story, because it's literally just like two dudes talking the whole time for like 20 pages, like maybe not even 20 pages of like just two dudes talking. So I have no idea what the movie could look like, but maybe it's good. I definitely will check it out at some point. But I think that kind of wraps up what I have to say about this. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. It was super funny. It was super easy to read. I really like Haruki Murakami's style. Like, I knew as soon as I started reading it, I was like, I'm gonna like this dude's style, and I certainly did. He has a good way of words. I'm not very good at describing writing styles, but Haruki Murakami got a good one, and I really look forward to diving into what else he has to offer. But I just wanted to get a video out there because I haven't posted a video in like years. Who knows, I could have been dead, but I'm not dead. I'm still alive and kicking and still reading, and you know what I'm saying. That's what life is looking like. You guys have a great rest of y'all's night. See y'all soon.